We're gonna go on an adventure, and I am so excited to share with you guys my beautiful home state of Oregon. I've shown you guys the Oregon coast and you've seen a lot of the Portland metro area. Today I'm taking you guys to the beautiful desert in Central Oregon.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new. Whatever it was that held me back, I'm sure it wasn't true. Holding on too long and unresolved questions hold you down. What could have been a friendly smile has turned into a frown. I'm moving on and on. On and on. I'm moving on and on. On and on. I'm driving in my car, the road is long and full of dust. The landscape changes around me, on and on, I feel immersed. Whatever happened to me, happened for my highest good.
Jesse and I have been doing an annual trip to Sunriver, Oregon with a group of friends for several years now. And we always add on a few extra days to the trip before and after so we can pick our way through Central Oregon. It's about a 4-hour drive if we were driving straight, but we turned it into a 2-day drive because we've got to hit all the thrift stores and antique stores. We always have a really great time, and of course we find vintage to take home and sell and pieces to keep for ourselves. And I find it such a fun challenge to go to these more rural places where there's a lot more of the primitive and rustic pieces, because I'm in there trying to find that one thing that maybe none of the dealers in that space really even care for, and they just picked it up to resell because they knew it was retro or vintage. There are always a few of these pieces hidden in every single antique store. And what I find is that the more rural the antique store, the more likely they're going to have a lower price on the mid-century modern items that I'm after. And I'm always keeping a lookout for items for my friends. And I know Michelle is looking for a new watering can. This one's really cool and it's got great shape on it. They're asking $18.50, which I feel like is a pretty decent price for it. But I think she's wanting something a little bit larger for her garden. I have 2 of these in my kitchen and I use them all the time. They work great to make homemade pesto. Here's another watering can, but still too small. My favorite thing about antique shopping, you never know what you're gonna find. This is an incredible hand-carved polar bear piece. It looks like they've got it dated as over 100 years old. And here is my mid-century find for today. They've got $30.50 on this, and it says Croc marked USA. I am pretty sure when I flip this over, it's going to be a Gainy pot, and it is. They just had it marked as a Croc, and I don't think they knew what they had. They've got a ton of jewelry cases here at this antique store, and the jewelry is 15% off. So I'm gonna take my time and go through these cases because I know so many of you guys have been asking for more squash blossoms in my sale. So I think I'm gonna find a couple here in this space. I had to show you guys this jacket. This is an incredible fringe jacket with beautiful beadwork on it. So you can see here on the front pockets, it's got little flowers, and there are beautiful eagles beaded on each side of the collar. Let's see how much they have on it. Woo! Okay, this is an expensive piece, but wow, it sure is amazing. This is the first time that I have ever seen a jacket made like this. I've seen the textiles and I've sold quite a few of those, which are little woven mats, but this is the first time I've ever seen a jacket made out of it. This is so stunning. Can you imagine actually owning a piece like this? The colors on it are so beautiful. Oh, but again, it comes with the price tag, but it sure is a piece of art. I just saw a leather handbag with a face like this the other day up for auction. I think it's so fun to have something unexpected like a face on your purse. I got an amazing Gainy pot and not one, but two necklaces. I can't wait to show you the colors on this one. Can you believe that I just found this incredible piece of not just art, but history? And I got this one too. This sure is an incredible piece. It's by the Navajo artist Gregory Pat, and it has spiny oyster. It has beautiful rare turquoise, so many colors in it, such a unique piece. And I got such a great deal on the Gainy pot. I've been collecting these for quite a few years, and I probably have around 8 or 9 of them now. I have them in all different sizes, but I typically keep the neutral colored ones. I think the cream color on this one is just beautiful. It actually goes really well with my new piece of art because it kind of pulls out the cream in her dress. The matte ones seem to be the hardest for me to find, which are my favorite, but I actually really like to mix the shiny ones with the matte finish. I think it gives it a lot of interest, and as long as you have neutral colors that work well together, I think it looks beautiful. So a bunch of you have asked me about this painting that you've now seen in a few of my last videos, and I got this from technically an estate sale, but I purchased it from another vintage dealer who got to the art piece first at the estate sale. I decided to go for the pottery and smalls, and she went to the art, but when I saw her haul at the end, I fell in love with this painting. It's an original painting on a board, but it is a copy of a very famous painting. And I especially love this one because it has a cat, and I love kitties. So often when you see these paintings, they will have a dog in the portrait with them. Not very often that you see a cat. So I think this one's beautiful, and I think it's gonna work great in my new studio space that I'm currently working on decorating. You wanna say hi to everybody? Guess not. Next up, we are headed to Goodwill, but before we do that, I wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. I first found HelloFresh about 4 years ago when I was remodeling my home, and anyone who's ever done home remodeling knows one thing you don't have time for is grocery shopping. And here we go again, I'm back to remodeling. This time it's my second home, and HelloFresh has been such a time saver for me. They offer a wide variety of quick meal options like 20-minute dinners and oven-ready pizzas, which makes Jessie really happy. happy. The packaging HelloFresh uses to ship your food is made almost entirely of recycled content, and their carbon footprint is 25% lower than that of meals made by store-bought groceries. We've all been to the grocery store to buy all the ingredients for a single meal, and usually that means we have to overbuy. HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients means that there's less prep for you and I and a lot less food waste. They make it so easy. Everything comes pre-portioned in an individual packet, and all you've got to do is open it up and follow those instructions. And you can completely customize your order. Sometimes I order 2 servings for Jesse and I because we just want that one dinner, but sometimes I like to get the 4 servings because you only cook once and you got 2 meals. And when I'm busy video editing that next day, it's nice to have a lunch ready to go. I love to cook, but I don't always like the calories that come with ordering takeout. So I love that HelloFresh has lots of healthy options. So if you are ready to get out of that rut of having the same meals week after week, go to HelloFresh.com and use code LeftCoast14 to get 14 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh offers 50 menu and market items each week, including ready-to-eat salads, sandwiches, and soups. And after a long, amazing, busy 3 weeks of traveling and remodeling, I decided it was time to kick off fall with my first soup. And let me tell you, this ramen is delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code LeftCoast14 to get 14 free meals plus free shipping. Immediately, I found an incredible piece. This is a 1980s Austin production statue of a Native American woman with a child. They've got 1999 on it, and I know I have seen these before in antique stores and vintage stores for probably around $100. So I think that this is a really great deal. But on top of that, I think it's a really beautiful piece, and I'm looking for some large-scale sculptural pieces for the Rose City Vintage Market. This one looks like it is Japanese pottery, and they are asking $7.99. I think that's a little bit steep for this piece. Green is not the half off color, so I think I'm going to put this one back. I do like the colors and design on it though. I'm always looking for really good candlesticks, and they are only asking 99 cents for these, and they are beeswax. These would retail for $10 to $12 each. Don't you love when you get a good spot on an end cap from a couple aisles away? This mid-century lamp has my colors, blues and greens. I think it is really fantastic. This is also going to be perfect to take to the Rose City Vintage Market. I can't wait to show you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at how that space turned out. I've been loving monkeys lately. I just got this really amazing metal one that I'll show you guys here soon in an upcoming video. But this really caught my eye. I think it's a beautiful piece. It's $6.99. It's not quite my style, but I feel like that would actually be a fun challenge to make that work with a little bit of boho. Now that I'm doing vintage markets again, one of the things I'm always looking for because they sell so well are little side tables and plant stands. This one is missing a top, but I really think that I could find something at a different thrift store that I can add to the top, and I think that would be a really great piece to take to a market. I know the lighting is terrible in here right now, but I really wanted to show you how beautiful this lamp looks with the art piece that I just got. It is huge. I got it for $30 at a thrift store, and I think that it's going to be perfect to mix with this sculpture, the lamp, and the art piece as a dramatic backdrop for the Rose City Vintage Market. And yes, this is a little bit of behind the scenes. You guys, I have been on the road filming so many adventures, and in between we're squeezing in as much remodeling as we can. And I know I keep telling you this, but I promise some amazing content is coming your way soon. I've got a kitchen sink here on the floor. It's a mess. We did switch out some of the lighting fixtures. It's a beautiful mess though, isn't it? Here is the tiniest little sneak peek of how the space turned out at the Rose City Vintage Market over the weekend. I think that those pieces I found at Goodwill worked perfectly with all of the stuff we already had. Stay tuned for the full vlog on the market next week. This year I had a couple things on my wish list and we got to check them all off.
Sea is calm and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold.
Oh my gosh, there it is! Checking out this Obsidian flow has been on my bucket list for so long. I'm so excited we're finally here to check it out.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. The fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day. A rocking chair and a glass of wine. In the shade of a tree and I'm feeling fine. There's not a lot to ask when life is going by so fast. One breath away. Step up and say, hold on to what is real. The love you feel is like water in a glass.
Whew. It is beautiful up here. Does it not look like I'm in Mordor right now? This is insane. It's dragon glass. Seeing the Obsidian flow was everything that I hoped it would be. It felt like I was in Mordor. I kept looking around the corner, just like waiting for like Frodo or Bilbo to pop around the corner. It was so cool. But I actually think that my favorite thing we did was the High Desert Museum, because you know your girl loves critters. Sunriver is so much fun. There are biking trails throughout the entire area, and you will not believe how many wild deer you see.
It's funny how it all played out. Broken dreams seldom get realized. For me, you were a part of.
We're only about 1 minute into the bike ride, and there's our first deer. This one scared the bejesus out of me, and I think I scared the bejesus out of her. She's getting some snacks.
Who could see the will of time? Now that you were still a friend of mine. Our story wasn't over yet, and no one can tell what's coming next.
We were about 10 minutes away this time from the village, which is where they have coffee shops, restaurants, the grocery store, and yesterday we were here and they had an entire little art festival. It's a really cool little community here, and it was just a 10-minute bike ride, and we got to see several deer on the way. So now Jesse's grabbing me some coffee right there, and we're gonna get this day started. I can't steer, whoa, and film. We didn't even know, but we happened to be there when they were having a local street fair. So that was really fun to get to see a lot of different sculptures and art pieces made by local artisans. Can't go to Bend without stopping by and visiting my friend Lauren. She has her own vintage brick and mortar store called Gathered Wares. I first met Lauren selling at the Portland flea market years ago. We sold together for several years. And if you've ever been to the Portland flea market, you know that there are a lot of clothing vendors. So Lauren and I, along with Wildflower Vintage, we always bonded really well over our love of home decor. I think we were just 3 of a handful of dealers that sold mid-century and boho there. And instead of feeling like we were competition with each other, half the time we would end up shopping in each other's spaces and really bringing out all of our followers to shop the entire market. It's just, the market was so much fun and I loved selling there together with Lauren. She is now living in Bend, and I'm so proud of Lauren for taking the risk and putting the investment and all of the hard work into opening a brick and mortar store. Her store is going really well, and as you can see here, she's got some really incredible things. So if you make a trip to Central Oregon, make sure you put Gathered Wares on your list. It is worth the stop. You're gonna find a treasure. And if you do stop by there, please tell her that Laura says hi and I sent you. After Jesse realized that there was a second one of these tall white lamps, we really considered getting them for our living room space. They were $95 each and they were in perfect condition. But I just can't give up my lamps that I always refer to as my Mad Men lamps. The fact that I found the pair 5 years apart after searching and searching for that second one, I just can't give those up ever, ever, ever. And if you can't make it to Lauren's store in person, she sells her handmade earrings on her website. So go check those out. Give her a follow on Instagram. She makes some really incredible one-of-a-kind pieces, and they're all handmade by her. And if you find a beautiful planter in Lauren's shop, you can walk right through a hallway into a magical oasis of beautiful plants. I love to support small businesses, especially when you walk into their store and you can just feel how much hard work and passion was put into it. They created such a beautiful space in this old building. And after you're done shopping for vintage, head across the pathway to the Sparrow Bakery and get the ocean roll. I promise you will thank me. We're gonna hit up the Humane Society Thrift Store, and I've gotten some really good things at this one before, including one of my very favorite purses I've ever gotten for only $2. I am on the hunt for a large, long table for my outdoor space, something that can fit my entire large family. This one's not quite long enough, believe it or not, and it was already sold, so that's not going to work, but it's kind of along the lines of what I'm looking for. So I mentioned I was on the hunt for plant stands for the Rose City Vintage Market, and I love the size on this one. I'm just not sure about the color. Oh my gosh, screaming yellow. Yes, it is. That really is a screaming yellow. I think it would be too dramatic in the space we're going to be putting together, so I'm not going to get it, but I do like the shape. So this is actually one of my very favorite thrift stores ever. I don't always find a lot of things, but I always find something good. I've never left here without something that I was really excited about. This is a really good location for vintage clothing. A lot of the areas around Portland are so overpicked that maybe you can find some cool home decor items, but it's really hard to find actual true vintage clothing. Every time I come here, I find something. Okay, I absolutely would have got this hat and worn it if it had been real leather. It said made in China, it looked newer, it was kind of a poorer quality material, but how cute would this be? I would totally rock that hat. I think that might be a belt buckle, the 30.
I don't think it's a belt buckle because there's nothing on the back to actually.
Oh, because it's laying flat, you're right. But it's cute. I need to know what it is. Maybe I can make it into a necklace. Yeah, that's cool though. Okay, I will get that. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'll play badminton with you. And then we want to get the badminton set.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Did I say $5 on it?
It's $8.
$8? Yeah, that's fine.
We'll do it.
That's
And then
We're
the
gonna get
coffee
this
table
table.
too.
Just grab the tag off of the table.
It's broken, but it's so easy to find another thrift store glass top.
And these just get replaced with clear,
Yeah,
little sticky.
$35. I think it's fantastic. Let's get it. I'm so glad we brought the truck. We have several coffee tables right now, but I feel like between Little Italy, the breezeway, our basement, and our main living room, we really need to have 4 different coffee tables. And I think that this one will go really well with kind of the overall look. It's a pretty nice piece made in Denmark, and we didn't even realize when we decided to buy it, all the furniture in the entire store was half off. Made in Denmark. So this is where we are right now.
You are here, yep.
Oh, you were
So
there.
it's this little cinder cone.
It's a tiny one compared to some of this.
But these are all lava flows.
All the red is lava flows.
Yeah. And then up here is the original blueberry volcano. There are so many activities to go do for day trips here in the Bend and Sunriver area. This is the Obsidian flow that we went to yesterday, and these are the 2 lakes that sit on each side of the crater. We went to East Lake this year, but I think we're gonna go to Paulina Lake next year because they have natural hot springs. There are so many awesome hiking trails. There's even one that takes you to a waterfall. And you can also take a bus that will take you to the very top. And I'm kind of nervous and kind of excited because we decided to go ahead, take the bus to the top, and hike the entire rim.
Under your wing, everything is alright. Nothing ever will be quite the same. And I wouldn't say that it's been a hard time with you
it's always easy as can be. I could wait a long, long time to prove that.
That was awesome. Cheers. Want to do it again?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, right. I'm already looking forward to our next annual trip to Sunriver and Bend, Oregon. And of course, I'll take you guys with me. I always find good things. This was not just a one-of. In fact, a couple years ago, I found one of my favorite pieces I have ever found. This is a Thomas Charlie ring, and I got it at a thrift store for just a few bucks. And at the Humane Society Thrift Store, I picked up one of my all-time favorite purses I have ever found for only $2. Even though I already have the 2 coffee tables that I need for our new home, I couldn't resist picking up this extra coffee table. It ended up being 50% off, so at that point, it was just a no-brainer. It may end up in our breezeway. We're gonna do a little sitting area out there, and I also might be selling it locally. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but for 50% off, there was no way I was gonna walk away without it. If you make a trip to Sunriver or to Bend, Oregon, you've got to go to the Painted Hills and Smith Rock. If the Obsidian flow was like Mordor, then Smith Rock is like the land before time. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to be having so many of the beauties you saw me find, including this special piece right here, coming to my next First Friday sale. leftcoastrevivals.com. This is going to be a good sale, so you don't want to miss it. And I got to go pack my bags because I'm headed to the airport, and I can't wait to tell you guys where I'm going. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see behind the scenes. I'll be sharing there first. I'll see you guys in the next adventure.
I just want to tell you that no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down I know I might be headed for teardrops, now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might